Welcome back. This is our last segment with Chris and Clayton here.
Oh, yeah.
Clayton's going to be real close to the mic so he doesn't sound so like my brother.
Nasally.
So nasally. He's going to sound really good this time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to kind of try to throw in, without a whole lot of segues, all the interesting things that I wrote down that I didn't get to yet.
Fast as possible, baby.
As fast as possible. We have 29 and a half minutes left.
Woo!
One thing that I remember, we're talking about the cars and stuff. I don't think we talked much about New Year's Eve, 1999, going into 2000.
Please explain, baby.
Were we hanging around that time? I think we were. And I don't remember a whole lot about that. But it was the millennium, right? Maybe I... Correct me if I'm wrong. Was I with you for that? No. Okay, so I'm thinking I was with you. And I remember Clayton, like, hanging out of the window of the car saying, "The day of reckoning is upon us." And that's pretty much all I remember from that.
That sounds like something I do.
Yes, it does. Because you're the scrub who hangs out the side of his best friend's ride, yelling...
Who can't get no love.
Trying to holler at people that the day of reckoning...
is
upon us.
Clearly it was.
If you want to speak normally anytime soon, that would be perfectly okay.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But most likely, I'm going to keep being sexy.
Yeah. So there's the old...
Even got him saying it now. As he chokes up.
So when we used to do these radio shows, I would put together the hilarious remixes like I was talking about 4 hours ago. And one of them turned into the famous Chris mix.
I wouldn't hug my own mother.
Which was Chris saying things, I wouldn't hug my own mother. Nick telling him he bases his actions on what people would dislike.
Yes.
Roll me over.
Yes.
Roll me up in a carpet and throw me off the bridge.
Out to sea.
Out to sea. Just roll me up in a...
Roll me up in a... No.
Just roll me up here. Oh, just roll me up in a carpet. Throw me out to sea.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Just drag me out to sea and dump me overboard.
That's it. Just drag me out to sea and dump me overboard. I don't care.
What was the...
There was no rapping or rolling or anything. Just my
there was no
bare
rapping
body
or
just
rolling?
throw me overboard. That was the idea I was going for.
So the three of us, of course, went to Chris's mom. Chris being the initiator.
Playing it on the really nice stereo system that they had downstairs, by the way.
Chris was pretty persuasive.
It was the nicest in the house at the time.
Yeah, it was...
At the time it was.
It was a pretty sweet fucking setup that they had.
Not
it's
only
the same one they still have.
It's still a sweet setup.
It's nice.
It may be dated, but it's still sweet.
Audio doesn't go out of style like video does.
It's also... they did upgrade the receiver, too, which is already broken, but, yeah.
Should have kept with the same one.
Yeah, so Chris is like...
It was working. That original was working quite well. It couldn't accept things from one of the inputs, is why they upgraded, but...
Oh, God forbid a
yeah.
$8 part.
Yeah, but who in that family knows how to do anything like that?
None of them except for you.
Actually, I don't think I do either.
Yeah, I know. This is another thing that I wanted to segue into when we were talking earlier.
What's that?
That's the aspect of coming over to Chris's room and him buying those $1,500 speakers that were in pieces on his floor.
The energy surround system.
In pieces.
Yes. You had disassembled all of them because you were like, oh, the one tweeter stopped working. It was ridiculous.
I have a picture of that too.
And I was just like, wait, what are you doing?
Everything else was perfectly fine. I was trying to...
Yeah,
to figure out
except for the fact that there was wood chips everywhere.
Details.
Yeah. The $1,500 surround sound system that you bought like we walked in and like one's like pressed like halfway against the wall, the other one's on the ground. There's wood chips everywhere. You've got speakers, you know, stacked on top of each other. Like I was just like,
Well, I can't help they filled it with wood chips.
Oh, they didn't fill it with wood chips. Those were broken off of the inside of the speaker.
They filled it with assembled wood chips.
I put them all back together the same way they were.
Yeah, but there was a whole lot less mass to them.
Yeah. Random filling just came out. Not my fault.
No, yeah, it was random filling. No, I think that was part of the structure. I remember originally thinking, like, when you bought those, I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? I think I might have made up the number. Was it actually like $1,500?
My parents
something around there. I think it was closer to $2,000.
My parents bought the equivalent sound system, which was like $1,500 for the speakers plus $500 for the subwoofer.
That's what it was. Yeah,
and his was basically the same.
There were some minor differences. I think
it was between $1,500 and $2,500. Expensive.
And I walked into that room, and you were like sitting on top of a speaker, like doing something. And I was just like, "You dumb shit, moving us." Like I was just like, "What are you doing?"
They had a good life, I will say that.
And tell me you at least still have the speakers that were in them. No,
the speakers were the first thing to go. As soon as they stopped working, they were disposed of. The cases were still in use.
Lordy Lord. I mean, like, seriously. Like, that's a lot of friggin'... The most I think I've ever paid for a speaker is, like, $40.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to keep this dead magnet around for?
Wait, no,
it's a magnet. It's a paperweight.
You didn't care for them properly in the first place.
I didn't know how.
This isn't about raising speakers as children. Like this is the aspect that you bought a $1,500 pair. Like
5.1. It was a full set, 5.1 channel.
You spent $1,500 on speakers, and I don't know if I've spent $1,500 on speakers in my entire lifetime.
That reminds me, I need more speakers.
Which is understandable. I can always use more speakers. It's just dumbfounding to me. And when I walked into that room and I was just like, wow. And you were like digging them apart. I was just like, what are you doing? You're like, I'll get them back together. Like, I was just like, I was like, all right, have fun. But you are the first one that started the dimmer switches, right? Like the plug-in dimmer, like, you know, like
yeah.
dimmer switch, you know.
He showed me how some basic electronics worked, and I'm like, oh, is that what that does?
And
I went out and bought some
did
stuff.
It secondary. You like built the extension strip with all the dimmer settings and stuff, like the little box of it.
I've got that in our bedroom right now.
Is that what that is right there?
Yeah, this is a little bit different. These three switches right here. Each one has its own separate case, ace right here, but yeah, I've got actually
the metal
box.
Like yeah,
I've got the big metal box in my room right now.
Yeah,
Actually, they're on timers now.
Which
with mine, but
I believe that you started doing that stuff for Chuck's band.
Oh yeah, that was something I didn't get to. We did the Lake Park. Remember, all of us were at the Lake Park Battle of the Bands. I
remember going into the band practices and stuff and being like really pissed off that I couldn't be in that band. Like there was nothing that I could add to that band. I was really jealous. I was like, I really like this music and I really want to be in part of the band. It's just I don't know how to play a keyboard. And I was just like,
there's a keyboard, like a computer operator, and an electronic drummer, and I was the lighting guy.
Yeah, I was really pissed off about that.
And that was when Chris
I really wanted to be part of it.
That was when Chris had computer music pleasure travel on his forehead. Do you remember that?
Slightly.
I think possibly to this day, Chuck calls Chris Computer Music Pleasure Travel. Did that come up in the nicknames?
It did not. I can guarantee you it did not.
So, is Computer Music Pleasure Travel going to be there? Because those were 4 things that you held dear. But we were talking about Chris Mix, speaking of music, and we had the tape or whatever it was, and you were like to your mom, "No, there's something I really want you to hear. I really think you'll like it."
And this is how it all started. Full circle, by the way.
This is how. This is why they don't like you.
No. This whole last, 10 minutes.
Right, we were talking about Chris Mix.
Yeah.
And basically you played it on the nice stereo. And
as loud as possible.
It wasn't all the way up.
No, it was pretty. It wasn't all the way up to distortion, but you played it as loud as possible, without the speakers like blowing out.
Oh boy!
And
Yeah.
I left the other. The first time that I'd said it, I laughed, and your mom's jaw dropped, and then me and him left the room.
We left the room, and I think we went to the kitchen.
Yeah,
Collapsed to the floor laughing.
yeah.
Silently. As well as we could.
I wouldn't hug my own mother. And like the first time I was like and she just went and like all of a sudden I was just like,
and I wouldn't hug my own mother's in there like 15 times.
oh yeah, and then I kept going and like all of a sudden I was just like let's go. Like next thing you know we're in the kitchen just like
I don't even know it. I imagine I still to this
I don't know
day,
how
you
it
just have
ended.
to imagine Chris standing there, straight faced as usual.
you're gonna like this. I wouldn't hug my own mother. Like,
Why do we do these things?
we literally left the room though. Like
You did.
and you stood there triumphantly. Like it's got my voice in it. You have to love it. Like
And we used to record radio shows so we could make those remixes so Chris could play them for his mom so we could talk about it 10 years later. And here we are, enjoying every minute of it.
would you actually like to tell your mother that you love her? Because then you could have her watch this one and be like, sorry, Ma.
Because that's kind of why we brought you here today.
This is intervention. This whole thing was just a scam.
I don't lie.
Oh! I'm going to chug this one down. You want to go to the kitchen?
Do you remember? That reminds me of one of Chris's lines regarding his mother. When you would say, like, your mom's so fat or whatever, and Chris would always say, don't insult my mother. Insult something I care about.
Well, no. I do greatly appreciate them. I care a great deal for them, but I can't honestly say I've ever felt anything quite like love for them. It's, I don't know, kind of weird like that.
This is getting heavy.
Generally, you just
You
get
asked.
boners, right?
No.
Something significant.
I mean, just saying.
Now, if we go this whole... Okay, there are 2 things. Number 1, Sears Tower Sky Deck. Did we not go to the Sears...
I've been there a couple times. I
remember
don't
going-
remember with who.
It seems like we went as a group for some reason. I have no idea why.
It seems like it makes sense.
But
Like,
I've been to the top of it, and I think it was maybe with you.
I don't have very vivid
There's
memories.
a chance.
The only vivid memory that I ever had was I think on the top half I jumped over the railing to actually go over to the glass
Oh, okay.
and then got yelled at by friends and then security guards, and then I was like, look, I'm just trying to look down. But yeah, I don't
That
know
wasn't the
know
Sears
who that
Tower.
was with.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Might
It
have
was
been to John Hancock because there's no rails on the Sears Tower.
yeah, there is.
There weren't when I was there.
I think, yeah, isn't it like there's the glass,
The glass
and
itself
then
is the only barricade.
No.
Because I was right up on the glass, looking down like, that's a long fall.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what I remember
Me
about
neither.
what I think was that same trip? and maybe it wasn't, but from what I remember, like we went to the Sears Tower Sky Deck, and then we came down. Like I don't even know where we would get the money to do that, or it just seems like such a touristy thing. We would,
yeah, but we live here. Like to not do it would just like be like a retarded to not do it.
well, whatever. Maybe
You have to do like the touristy thing.
if
like,
you say so.
I just said tourist.
But here's what I remember: we like come down, and then we go down to the gift shop or something like that. And in the gift shop area, it's just one little thing that I remember, and that is, I don't think I saw Chris do it, but I remember Clayton commenting on it, and apparently Chris, like, you know, there was some girl there, and he like just just looked over and looked down and then looked back up, and Clayton just noticed that immediately and made fun of him for it. Like, that could not have been more obvious. You just...
I remember that. I didn't think it was there. I thought it was at some department store.
I'm sure that it has happened more than once.
Were you commenting that?
Yeah. At that point, I thought that I was also it's a Rico Suave about everything. So, like, pretty much any time that you were just like... and then she'd walk away and you were still just locked on. Mr. Silent, not like, nudge us or anything. Like, that girl's freaking gorgeous. No. Just... she goes in the distance. Like, go help me out. Like, bump into her. And then, like, I could run into you like, oh, you bastard. Why did you bump into her? No, we never had any, like, game plans like that.
Yeah, we weren't really good wingmen or anything
No.
like that. It was just...
freaking horrible. All we did was pick on each other.
Yeah. Well, one more Chicago thing, and we have to squeeze this one in, because a bunch of us went, like, to some sort of construction cleanup thing, like, for your father or somebody.
Oh, when we were
in Chicago? And
that was just work. We were just changing out
I thought there was a big pile of garbage and we were all cleaning it up.
It was something y'all two did it a few times, I guess, and then you guys brought me in on it, and the one time y'all brought me in on it, we didn't actually have to do anything.
I think I just went the once, but it was really early in the morning when we first went.
This is when we were changing the
two of you ended up climbing through some building at random.
All the way up
that's
the
what
building.
I'm thinking of, yes.
Yeah, that was when my father was... excuse me, by the way. Revamping a golf store that used to be a parking garage.
Yeah.
And
the golf store.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, like, literally you could see, like, the old... like, you could see that it was, like, a parking garage beforehand. And it was those corners that were, like... and we were also bringing in drywall, like, all day long. Or at least that's what I remember from doing it. But, yeah, I do actually remember that. What do you know... have you ever looked up what we actually climbed?
What, when we climbed? No. I
No.
don't know exactly where it was.
Didn't we get, like, ridiculous? Like, it was even beyond that, and, like, we climbed, like, to the outside?
Yeah, it was 30 stories, I think. It was a 30-story building. There was, like, a dumpster under the fire escape thing. You know, the bottom part of the fire escape goes up. So we were able to climb up onto the dumpster, like, jump up. If we pulled the thing down...
You guys went up through the fire escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you went inside somewhere above.
Yeah, we climbed up 30
and you came out the front door.
We went way up, and then we ended up in the front door.
Yeah,
slow down,
you were in
y'all.
there for like an hour.
Because I actually remember this one. We climbed up 30 stories on the outside, the fire escape.
Didn't we go further up past the fire? Like, I mean, like, I could have swore that we climbed, like, another...
I think you said that you did.
Well, we got to the top of a fire escape, and then we climbed over like a rock thing, and we were on the roof.
Yeah, like it was literally the roof.
We were on the roof.
Like nobody had been in there in like 10 years. Like it was all just dust, gnarly. Like
I think we like spit over the side of the roof and threw a pencil off or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we like climbed in through a broken window at the top. And it was just like a broken window at the top, and then we were in the inside staircase. And we like spit down the middle and tried to see how many it would go down before it hit the side.
That was ridiculous.
And then we went down the inside staircase, and then like halfway down, there's my spit. And then we went all the way down to the lobby. And then you had to get through the lobby.
Wasn't it a black lady?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like...
And then she's like, hey, who are you?
Who are you doing?
What are you doing? And
we're trying to leave.
And Clayton's just... Didn't you see it? We came in 10 minutes ago. We're here to visit our friend or whatever, and we just walked right by you. I don't know if you saw us. You didn't say anything. And now we're just going. No, you didn't. What are you talking about? You didn't. No, we just came in. We walked right by. You didn't say anything. You didn't seem to be too concerned about it. What? So you were just...
Here's the argument you should have tried. If we didn't come past you earlier, how are we trying to leave now? This is the only way in.
Yeah, what did she think?
Hell if I... You know, the alarm probably went off on, like, when we climbed up. You know, like on the first aspect.
I was trying to remember if we pulled it down.
I did hear about that. They've been putting alarms on fire escapes for years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it definitely exists. Yeah.
I don't know if we were able to get up without pulling it down.
Yeah. We probably set off the alarm earlier, and then, like, she was probably on high alert or whatever.
It could be. Bleep it! Where were you that whole time, Chris? You were just hanging
in the
out
car
with...
Oh, you poor bastard. That was a really fun thing, though. Like, we were on top of it.
You kept saying that after you came back.
No, it was horrible coming down, don't get me wrong. Like, it never ended. It was just like... It seems like it should be done by now. Or maybe that was the way up. Was it the way up that was horrible?
Just being tired?
I think it was
probably the way down, because you're inside, it all looks the same. You're not getting... You know, the scenery changes.
Going up was really tiring. I was pretty tired.
It was
but even past that, like, we had to climb, like, even further. Like, we were like, we don't want to go inside yet. And, like, we were so adventurous that, like, 30 stories up, we climbed over, like, the little brick part to, like, get even further up. Like, we were like, let's not have it end here. Like, we were so, like, like, let's get as high as possible. And I remember that there was, like, a little thing in the middle, too. Like, that we could have possibly...
Yeah, I think there's, like, a thing in the middle, and I think it was like a wall, and that's where the window was that we went in. We didn't go on top of that, but...
We should have.
Yeah. So that was that.
I want to know what building that was. Dab nabbit.
I wouldn't know.
Peanut butter and jelly. Just trying to think of other things to say except for...
Anything else?
Oh, you got anything on that list?
Just a little... Well, Old Navy. I think it was just one time we went to Old Navy. I don't know. But I just remember getting those blue glasses.
You brought this up last time, and I didn't remember it.
The blue glasses, which are just no point to them except being stylish and cool. And when the side broke off, I taped the pen to it. I just remember things like trying to buy things like that, wearing Clayton's big pants. One time I just kept spraying hairspray and gel in my hair until it was like a glob, and Clayton's like, I don't even put that much in my hair. And I was thinking, I beat Clayton. It's finally happened. And jumping way forward, I think if we do this another time, I'd like to talk a little bit about getting into the apartment. And
like, there's so many points that we haven't hit that we wanted to.
Sure. Well, we can go back and do the fill in the gaps next time. If you want to do that again,
We can. I mean, like literally
we could come in here and talk just hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Probably right.
hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours.
You seem to have most of the details. I just kind of like I remember something about wings. Clayton, go. Jumping way forward, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is a Mike Jones thing where I kept hearing about how people, like you kinds of people, would go to the trade winds. You know, the freaks and the rockin' people.
He's calling you a freak.
That's not an insult. That's a title. That's a badge of honor.
Do you hear anything except for me and you? Because I'm not sure if I do.
I'm just going to keep going. So you would go to the midnight show, and people would be throwing toast at the screen. And I was like, what's this Rocky Horror Picture Show where people are throwing toast at the screen? And they're like, code words and all these interesting things. And I thought it sounded fascinating. So I wanted to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And Mike Jones just kept saying, no, you don't want to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Have you seen
It's
it?
not good. So finally, finally I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show December 21st, 2002 or something like that in my basement. I'm sorry, Mr. Stecker.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't mean to insult you.
Anyways, Rocky Horror Picture
I was gonna
Show.
say, if you haven't,
I heard that you were
and
talking
want
about
to,
that.
I have it.
But
It's
Mike
a
Jones
good
said-
movie. It's entertainment.
So I didn't want to see, or I did want to see it, but Mike Jones said I shouldn't because it's bad. And then I saw it, and it was bad. So that's pretty much the end.
Oh,
I should
What's
have
so
listened.
bad about
so
it?
you didn't like it anyways?
No, I didn't like it. I mean, I don't know what you think of it.
What can you do? What is there to dislike?
I'm pretty sure that...
I want
I remember-
to hear him
no,
say it.
So what's your
I wanna
opinion
hear him
on the
describe
Rocky
the
Horror
movie.
Picture Show? Because
I'm curious as well.
Mike Jones was the one who said that it's not worth seeing.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
know.
remember.
You've said that a few times. What do you dislike about it?
Just the darkness, the ugliness, the makeup,
The openness?
the I said ugliness.
It's open.
It looks it's
Well,
open.
Yeah, very open about a very certain topic.
Anywho,
That's the whole
Cross-dressing.
point of the movie.
Anywho, I remember bringing over a bunch of movies that, like, I figured that you guys wouldn't like or you'd really like.
Such as
I don't know. I remember,
Clockwork
like,
Orange or something.
yeah, and like Lost Highway.
Oh yeah, that was
First
another
one is
soundtrack.
good, second one I don't know.
Lost Highway. It's a
Never
David
heard of
Lynch movie. David Lynch, Dune.
I know the name, but I've never heard of the movie Lost Highway.
It's very strange. I remember like thinking like I gotta like find the strangest things that I can try to
See,
get
you
my hands on to
you
like
searched
bring to
the
you
world.
guys. Well, no, it like at that point, like I mean, like they're very minuscule to me now on the fact that I have the internet.
Mhm.
Like it's like it's laughable, but like on the aspect that like I used to have to search these things out, like and try to actually get a copy of said movies or whatever else, like, and bring them and be like, no, we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna watch this movie and we're gonna watch this movie, and you guys like this is what we're gonna do. Like it was very difficult to get your hands on like a tangible thing. Like now it's just like, oh, you have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna watch this in 30 minutes. Like it's so not exactly the way that it was. Like it was like, oh,
There was a mystery to everything.
yeah,
and
like
he got it. Wow.
you were talking about like the Cornelius thing.
Well, I have to wrap up very soon.
Well,
Got
you were talking
45
about
seconds.
the Cornelius thing.
Yes, I was, and it was like kind of fuzzy. And where did he get this? It sounds like he really had to search for this thing. Yeah.
It's kind of the same aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can go and unplug that guy. 15 more minutes. That's it.
What, you want to talk 15 more minutes?
Yeah. Let's wrap up the show opposed to just
Well, let's do that. We've got 20 seconds in this one. Yeah. So I guess we're going to do a 15-minute thing to end it, and then we will say goodnight. Because it's 1 a.m.
1:10.
All right, so this is segment 7 with Chris and Clayton. We'll see you in a minute.